Aiden, yes, first. Of course first. Welcome on in. How are you? How was your day? I remember you said this morning was -3 when you were waiting for the bus. And then you shared some Chinese stuff. -3 is a good temperature, personally. I like it. I mean, I like cold temperatures. I like to be able to layer up. So it's like the best thing. It snowed for you. Lucky you. It snowed in Tokyo today as well. So I had some partner-related informations. Oh. Yeah, it didn't snow in Paris though. That's... didn't happen. Damn. Did a bit of a change here. I don't know if I like it. It's okay. It's not the greatest thing that I created, but it last year it didn't snow. Didn't snow last year, or not that I remember. The year before, yes, a teeny tiny bit. Bitmonkey, hi. Welcome on in. How are you? How was your Wednesday? Aiden as well. How was your Wednesday? I didn't ask you. A proud cake owner. That's good. How many do you have? Are they staked? Will they be giving you something back? See, I had like a bit of You tried streaming again? That is interesting. Where did you try streaming? Did you try streaming on YouTube? On here? I think this transition is pretty good, right? The fact that from here we have a bit of a, we are coming in. I think the zoom in is an interesting thing. I don't know. On Twitch yesterday. Good. I didn't know. I didn't. The truth. I didn't know you were. I'm sorry, but the fact that the previews are to this connection camera thingy, I find it fun. And you're live now. How? How are you live now as well? Interesting. That's the test identification. Yeah, Aiden. It's annoying. Let's check this one. This one is not connected as always. Need to reconnect it. Fuck me. Come on, boy. Yeah, good. Damn. Does it work? Is it good? KDJ, hi, welcome on in. Almost working. Why? Why is it always the same thing? So I added a teeny tiny thing. ADHD designer. Hi, Shannon. Damn. Today is difficult. Today will be a difficult day. Yes. Welcome on in. How are you? How was your Wednesday? Both of you. Shannon, I added you in here. So it's not really like mind-blowing or anything, but when I find someone and I have the ability to go to the stream and I enjoy what they do, they are popping in my automated live stream queue. So next time you go live, you will have like a bit of a shout out kind of thing. So right now we know that Amatrin is live. That's a help for me to like know who to raid as well. So I can just check the live peeps, check if someone that I know is live at the same time, and then just go on Twitch to make sure that they are still live and still streaming. But yeah, you get the entry since a bit earlier today. Okay, DJ, I believe it's me, right? I am leading the redesign for your work, right? Mm-hmm. Aiden, what's the difference between the LP and the regular cake? Damn, that was loud. I mean, loud on my side. Yeah, what's the difference between the LP and the regular cake? I forgot, and I don't know. What is the KDJ? Also, KDJ, what is the amplitude, the reach of the redesign? Is it like a landing page redesign? Is it the entire product redesign? Could be interesting. As you can see, I got a bit of a fade. That's the new thing for today. I think I should have added that on the title, on today's title. Nonetheless, yeah, I forgot what is the difference with LP and non-LP. I don't know. We have some content to review today. So if you don't know, if you're not part of the Envision, you're welcome. Envision newsletter thingy. They create every year like a review of the design trends and the potential things that we will see in 2020 next. So this one is 2022, and I think it will be interesting for us to take a look at it together and see how impactful it is, how true I think it is. I think it will be pretty true, but still, that's the main. That would be the main topic of today. I have to do a hard cut at the equivalent of 22 here, so in about 3.5 hours, because I have a meeting at 22:15, because it's overseas meeting, and so time zone fucking with me, but yeah. Oh, Okay, do you have a link that I could click on to check? Wasn't the greatest face. I was right there. Right there. I've. Mm, let me say something. Uh, it's all right, KJ. You do whatever. If you don't want to share the link, don't share the link. It's fine. Um, Shannon, I was, or I might, steal some of the ideas that you have. Yesterday on your stream, you said you wanted to steal some of my ideas for the stream design. I kind of want to steal some of your ideas for my stream design. So maybe we can exchange the thing. The most the one that I liked on your stream yesterday was the BRB screen. Really enjoy how it looked. So I did a bit of a change-ish of the BRB. I don't know exactly if this is the final form or not yet, but I like the focusing of the camera when you're moving from here to here, or mainly if we are here and we are moving to the BRB. I think it's an interesting zoom in, zoom out, even though the BRB is like bringing the Mac screen, which doesn't make a lot of sense right there, but still, I don't know. It's an interesting overall design. It will change for sure, but today I made a bit of a change on the effect that you liked. I changed the color to have them monochrome, kinda very sleek and not very visible, and also I added a teeny tiny thing that I think will break everything right now, but it's this, and I need to check how to make it work properly. But the goal here is to have one of the things that we used to have a long time ago, of being able for you, the viewer, to switch theme. So for example, here we could switch theme on the chat, so everything else would potentially switch theme and go to light mode if at some point we wanted that. I don't know if that will be a thing that I will do, but it's an idea that I do enjoy, and if I do one theme, it means that I can do more than one, and I will probably end up creating a pink theme for sure. That would be more expensive than the rest, but yeah. And there is one new channel point redemption, I believe, if I remember correctly. Yep. If you have 1,000 points, you can use them for that. And then the last teeny tiny thing is this. So if you have 7TV on your computer that is enabled, you can see some animated profile picture on Twitch and some animated name in chat. So that could be, that's a new thing. So I now have a rotating skull balloon type of thing in here. I don't know how good it looks. I don't think it looks pretty good, but for a test, it's working. Yes, it's a GIF. it's bounded to the 7TV app. So the 7TV app is similar to the Better TTV that we are using for emotes. So it's a very, very similar emote extension, but when you have the subscription, so I paid for that, you get some like text styling, some emotes, and the ability to have things that make you stand out, like the animated profile picture, meaning that when someone has the extension and they are looking at Twitch, so let me just go to Twitch thingy. In the side menu, of course, when I'm doing that, you can see here Sushi has like an animated profile picture, and so that's a teeny tiny thing that just makes you stand out from the crowd, which I think is interesting. It's on my side. That means it replaced this. I don't know. I did it in like 20 minutes. So. Oh, I forgot the fucking T. Damn. But yeah, the thing that is fun with 7TV is the fact that it is available on mobile, and so you will get all the emotes that you regularly have on Better TV, but on mobile, and that's something that doesn't exist for real. So I like this idea. I don't know how efficient they are right now, or how good they are. So that's one of the news. Someone took my wig off. Thank you. I think it's I think it's a good redemption, channel point redemption. I think that was a good idea. Damn. Question is, how long does it stays? I don't know. And I want to create another one. Sadly, we won't have the ability to mix them. But I want one to bring me back my eyebrows. So I have another filter that bring back eyebrows. I think it will be a good find. It will be a good find as a preview. So I just need to put this one on, just so I have a more. Even, I mean, without the glasses, it's weird. But they don't have like a good looking eyebrows that, I don't know. I tried to find like a realistic thing, but that's not realistic. That's too small. And sadly, it's mostly girls' makeup eyebrow style. Ooh, hi. And so, yeah, it's get the laugh thing. Maybe this one is pretty good. It just does a lot of makeup. So yeah. Philip, hi, welcome on in. What happened to my real eyebrows? That's That's a good question. It's a good question. I have what's called a tic in French, so I don't know how it's called in English. But it's like a compulsory thing that I'm doing. It's also called a tic. So yeah, I have a tic, which is when I'm bored, when I'm stressed, or that's the two reasons that I found. I take them out with my fingers. Since I've been a kid, I've been doing that. So they disappear. I have periods where they are here and they live and it's fine and I'm happy with it. And then something at work happen or nothing at work happen, and so I'm bored and then they disappear. So yeah, from time to time, I don't know. From time to time, we go from this to this. So it's not the best. I wish they would stay. I will say that. I wish they will stay, and I would do something about it, but I can't find a solution. I have tried a lot of different things to get rid of this stick and get rid of the habit of picking or plucking them up. Still, they disappear very fast. So, yeah, that's what happened. That is what happened. But I don't bite my nails. No, I do not. I was about to say I have good nails, but no, they are not cut right now. They need to be cut. They need to be cut. But they're pretty good overall. But I have a question for you, Philip, because it was your first message. So, question is, how are you? Who are you? And how did you find the string? These are the questions for you. If you want to answer them. If you don't want to answer them, you fine. You don't need to. You don't need to. Yeah, I mean, hypnosis is the last resort type of things. I don't know if it will work or would work, but I have a feeling of, because it's not tied to money or tied to like a eating habits or something like this. I don't know. I don't know how to get rid of not getting rid of my eyebrows. The thing that I know, and that's a bit scary, is the fact that the hairs on the body have a 16 they have a 16-week cycle. So when you pluck one hair in this same spot, exactly the same roots and everything, will go back and grow back 16 weeks later. So 16 weeks is a long time. It's like 4 months. So what's happening most of the time is I have like 8 months of the year nothing, and then for 2 times during the year I have eyebrows, teeny tiny bit more than usual. When I started streaming, I used to have a bit of eyebrows. You can see that when I'm going onto like my dashboard with my clips, I believe. Some of the first clips that we have, if we have some clips. Let's see. Nah, almost. Nope. Almost eyebrows, but yeah. Yeah, eyebrows on this one. It's a teeny tiny bit of eyebrows in the bottom. And a very different overlay. Damn. Um, Canadian, hi. Another Canadian. We have a lot of Canadian. I like that. I enjoy that. Um, oh yeah, good. Good, 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 good. Oh, I didn't know that that happened. When you look at a clip from a channel that is live, you get this at the end. That's good. Thank you, Twitch, for creating some discoverability. So you are 14 years old, or are you a visual brand identity designer for 14 years? Pot, hi, welcome on in. I finished the Bezier game earlier today just to check how difficult everything is. It is pretty simple for me, but I think it's something that we need to do together in order for you to master it. But yeah, how are you? How was your day? How was the rest of the stream yesterday? Yesterday? Yes, yesterday. So you said you're based in Germany, so we are on the same time zone, which is good. I mean, good. Depends. Yeah. I have. I don't want to say it, but I have glanced at your thing, what you posted in the Discord. So you did good. Usually, I don't want to look at the assignments before the Tuesdays, but I don't know. It's assignment. If you don't know what it is, this is the assignment. The Pinterest is not the right word, but I'm too lazy to change it right now. Yeah, so the shadow thing. Let me just showcase that a teeny tiny bit because we can. The shadow on this specific thing is just annoying, like just annoying. It could be easier, and even my version is not exactly good. So I like the way that you created it, but like yours is very sharp because I believe you have created like one shape and then you just put a gradient on top of it or inside. But yeah, this shadow thing is made of one shape that creates the main volcano type shape here, one line to create the darker effect on the outside, one ellipsis to create the bulk of the overall longer like drop shadow, another one to create a bit more dark in here, and then another one to do the same thing, and all of them have different level of blur in order to try to have this effect of sharper to go to diffused, which is extremely difficult, but we have a teeny tiny bit of something that is close to it, not good, but close to it. Ida, hi. Welcome on, and how are you? How was your Wednesday? How was your day? So yeah, this is a pretty good thing. But the shadow is just annoying. I agree there. Why the fuck does my camera flash like this? I don't know. But it happens. And also, one of the things that is weird is the entire thing right here, when you put them side by side, this is extremely pixelated. Like it looks pixelated. This looks so sharp because we are on the vector like view, so everything seems to be like way sharper compared to this. So it might be interesting, I don't know if it's a good idea, but it might be interesting for me to have like a layer blur of 1 pixel or like 0.5, just to create a bit of blurriness, to diffuse the thing. I don't know. But when I put them at 100%, it's kind of the same thing. Yes, we did add a texture in at the end. So the texture is this. You can see there is a bit of a grain texture on top of it. It's not even know if it's visible on stream. It's kind of visible. Kinda. But yeah, it's just a noise. It's just a noise texture with a multiply blending mode and 4% opacity. So that creates the pixelated view type thing you get on the original. I just pasted it on top of everything, where I think in reality it's just pasted on the sticker, but I'm too lazy to reorganize it, so yeah. And I should, but nah. But I should. I know I should. So if you want to create noise, you will need to use the plugin called Noise. It's a very, very, very simple plugin. You have this lovely model popping in. You decide the size, so width and height, the density, more dense, less dense, contrasty, less contrasty, the scale of your noise, and if you want to invert it, if you want to have something more black or more white, depending on how you want to implement it in your illustration or design. Because if you have a white base, then you will use a specific blending mode. If you have a dark base, then you could use another blending mode like multiply or overlay or screen or stuff like this. And then you just hit create and you're good. And then you can generate different types of noise because it's noise. I like it. I really much prefer the way that Sketch is handling noise. Like, it's way easier, but I don't have access to Sketch anymore, so I can't do that. And the other one was this one. This one was fun. So far, we did 11 weeks of assignment Tuesdays. And the most interesting, I think this one was one of the most fun to create, mainly because of the interaction, which is very simple, but still, like, give you a very realistic look. I don't know, I like it. And then this one was the first illustration, and this one was the first annoying one. yes, it is annoying to create all of the delay, and the more time it will loop, the more delay it will take on. But I think we did a good job in creating everything. But yeah, this one was annoying to create. Like you can see right now, there is the last one, the teeny tiny one in the background, is just too much delayed compared to the first loop. So if you refresh everything, now it's good. But like 4 loops in a row starts to break out. And so that's made with 4 times the same exact animation. So all of them have the exact same interactions and everything. The only difference is there is a teeny tiny delay change on the first interaction. So for example, this one is 400 milliseconds, second one is 460, third one is 520, and fourth one is 580. And then the curve is a specific curve to make sure that it's looking good in the bounciness of it. But yeah, this took us a lot of time. This one was very simple. So if you want to create something that looks realistic, I really recommend you to do this one. It's not UI related, but it's physical UI related. Like it's still a user interface, not a digital user interface. And creating this, even though I still made one mistake, is a very good exercise for you to understand physical, like, properties, I would say. So you can see right here, you have a bit of a highlight in the rim of the buttons, in both sides, and then here, same thing, you have a bit of a highlight in the case, but also in the button itself, different type of shine, and same thing, just applied the same noise, the same noise texture on top of it. But yeah, like by doing this, you understand how this shape is concave, this entire remote is convex, so like different. It's not next level at all. That's the thing. And as always, when I'm doing this, I'm trying to use as little layers as I can. So this is just one layer, this is one layer 3 times, and then this is just one layer. So it doesn't have to, it's just like effects on top of effect. And so if I zoom in, you can see how it's a very simple overlay, but it looks good in the end. If you look from here, it's better. It's okay. Hi, welcome on in. Congratulations. Congratulations. How are you? How are you feeling? I mean, I think you are feeling great. I wouldn't say you are feeling differently than great, or other than great. So yeah, permanent residency in Canada. A Canadian, a non-Canadian Canadian. And then you can share, either pin me, like pin me on your Discord or join my Discord, whichever you want to do, and yeah, share what you want to share in the look of things. I would love to see that. Love to see that. And Kane, hi, welcome on in. it is a good news. Permanent residency is a good news. And this one was pretty simple. This one was annoyingly annoying for the shadow, only for the shadow. And this one was pretty simple as well. So this one, I like what we created with the interaction in itself. I think it's a pretty good. Sorry to start on the wrong layers. It's simple, but it's fine. I'm not entirely sure about the moon craters popping in from all the side, but still, I like it. I like the clouds. I really like the background clouds. By the way, I can zoom in so you can see more details. Like the cloud coming in. Yeah, it's a weird thing. The base on, the source of this one is so weird because it came from FreePic, and I'm not looking at this one, but it comes from FreePic, which give you this like filigrane watermark on top of it. But then when you open the picture elsewhere, it doesn't have the watermark. I don't understand how they managed to not have it. If you look closely, when I reload the page, it loads first without the watermark, and then the watermark just pop in. So it's weird. I don't know. I don't know what they did. I don't know what they did. You have someone new. Feel free to introduce yourself if you want to. If you don't want to, same thing. You don't have to. Yeah, it's just weird to have them like come in the middle. It doesn't. I don't know. I don't know if it should be like a rotation thing, or you know what? Maybe I don't know if it works. If it will work. Trying a thing. Yeah, I was scared about that. Coming in. Nah, not great. Let's forget about that. I didn't do anything. Yeah. It's just Figma translation and rotation of layers is just weird. It should, yeah, nah. Figma interpolation is a bit weird sometimes, and yeah, Like the fact that I couldn't have the shadow as a shadow, like it needs to be another layer, that's pissing me off. The fact that the rays of lights from the moon and from the sun needed to be different layers as well and not shadows, pissing me off as well. Because I could have limited the amount of layers used to just one to create this. Like it was the base, by the way. But yeah, I don't know. So the shadow can't be a shadow because when you have a shadow, it glitches in the translation. So let me just do that. Add an effect, which will be a drop shadow. Let's put it red so you can see the thing. Maybe today it won't, but see how it has like a bit of a cropping effect, like in this part when I'm going back to the sun, and then in this part when I'm going back to the moon. It's just it weirdly move in a pendulum effect, and so it's breaking everything. And then when the rays were shadows, they moved faster than the element itself. And I don't know if it was because this is a frame and not a rectangle, but I don't know, it's weird. It shouldn't. It should not exist. Nonetheless, this one was fun. Nope, won't do that. Won't do that. So, this is the subject of today. Yes, never use groups. Pot, that's the rule. That's the rule. Never ever use groups unless you know how to use them. But in the beginning, like if you want to learn faster, never use. Use as least as possible groups, as little as possible. Because they are not useful, they will bring sadness to your heart, and yeah, it's not worth it. Don't use lines. Don't use the arrow tool. It's fucked up. Like, is it A? No, it's not A. It's Shift L. The arrow tool is just the length or the size of the arrow is based on the size of the thickness of the stroke, but you can't resize them. So let's say you want something with smaller, let's say with this amount of arrow, but with this amount of stroke width, you can't. So don't ever use that. It's very useful if you need to point to something on screen, but never use the arrow tool for arrow icon. It will just bring sadness to your heart as well. So yeah, yes, we have this conversation every time someone is asking about frame and groups. So to explain to you why I'm so straight with group and frame, the explanation is very simple. If I do this, So let's say I have this one and this one. This two needs to have like a different color so we can see the differences, and this one needs to be same, different color. Let's take green so we can see everything. All right, so this is a group, this is a frame. The big reasoning behind not using groups is this. If I wanted to resize something that is a group, you can see how everything is fucked up right away. Like it doesn't work like a div, and you want your design. I mean, ADHD, Shannon. It's difficult for me. It's like if you group, move, ungroup, I'm fine with it. I don't care. If you group, move, use the group, I care. It's just the tips for Figma. Yes, that's the best arrows you can have because you have the handles and everything. That's the greatest thing. Shannon, Shay? No. Shaza. Interesting. Interesting. So yeah, let me just not get a derail on names again. So groups will have basic constraints being scale elements, and frame have basic constraint which is top left. And so you cannot change the constraints on a group or inside of a group. You can change the constraint inside of a frame. So for example, let's say I want this one to expand left and right. I want this one to scale, and I want this one to stay on the bottom right. If I resize that, you can see that everything is kind of working. If I go down, you can see that the blue one is following. So that's the main reason why we use frame and not groups. So groups only for replacing, grouping things together and then ungrouping things. And so the sad thing is that Command G is creating a group, but Command Shift G is creating a frame, if I remember correctly. No, Command Option G, sorry. It's Option. So Control Alt G on Windows. But that's the reasoning behind it. What do you mean? A normal name. I would say Piergiorgio is difficult to pronounce in English. Like Anatole is kind of difficult to pronounce in English. A teeny tiny bit. Not exactly, but tiny bit. And then there are sounds that I can't do. So it's weird. Pot, you're welcome. Happy to help as always. Yeah, me too. I forget, and sometimes I forget when I'm online. Sometimes I forget my name is not um, it's not A, which is way faster and way better. I mean, way better is might be a bit too much, but by the way, CK, I have some news. I have a call in 3 hours. Yeah, three something. With someone on your side. I will say that. Let's stay vague. So, I said yes this morning for a call at 22:15. That's. We'll see. We'll see. How dead I will be. Post stream, dying myself. It was either this or Monday at 6, meaning that the stream would have been pushed a teeny tiny bit. So I don't know. Nino, welcome on in. How are you? How was your Wednesday? How was your day? How is everything? I have a question for you. When are you? That's what I was about to ask. I was about to say, when are you moving to the new company? And if you have already, how is it? So this message told me you have went to the new job already, and it is not the greatest experience yet. A bit boring. So we'll see. Manny, hi, welcome on in. It's been a long time. How are you? How have you been? How was your Wednesday? Yes, I bring every designer here. We have everyone. Gathered everyone today. Is it not being challenging because it's the beginning, or is it not being challenging because it won't ever, because they don't have the ability to do so? That's not everyone, almost. At least the one that I know, we are missing Ben Burns, but probably working, and Charlie Marie as well, but she hasn't been on Twitch in a long time. Well, it's okay, that means I don't count as a designer. Good, bye. I don't have 1,000 followers in here. Ben will still stream. Yes, for now he just have. I mean, we don't need to be on that. For now we don't. For now, he needs to work on the video, and he needs to work on the move on his new house, if I remember correctly, and also internet placement things. Yeah. So let me catch up a tiny bit, because as always, I'm late on chat. I can't read for shit. It's okay. Have a nice meeting. What are the new emotes, Manny? Can you share the meaning behind them. Like, are they font related, CSS related? Are they related? Ooh, nice. You have access to animated emotes. I don't. I'm so sad. Oh yeah, I mean, we got a ton of new emote slots 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. Something like this. And like, we got the free followers emotes very early. I don't know if everyone received them or not, but that's fun. And then I don't know if, like, I mean, I don't know how I can get animated emotes yet. So I don't have animated slots. Like, I can only see default slot in my collection, and I know that there used to be a thing saying animated emotes, but with nothing available. I don't know how it works. A bit sad. I am a bit sad about it. Oh, you don't have the follower emotes? Interesting. I think Seke got them at the same time as me. Yeah. And maybe for both of you, maybe at some point you will have something like this. That's a teeny tiny thing. It's just the fun stuff. I don't know if it's random. I think it's it might be country specific, like a specific range of followers, subscribers in different countries, but also I believe it's like all the partners have them. Like, all partners get the beta features almost immediately, and all affiliates are a bit random, but I don't exactly know. Oh, we got a new achievement. What is this achievement? Stream for 500 hours. Okay. 500 hours. 500 hours. Done. I think I have all my emotes. Like, from everything that we created. Like, we did a lot of them, but we did a lot of different hair colors and hair things. So difficult to apply. And also they are all available on BGTV already, so I don't know. I will need more at some point. I will need more. See? This is a regular derail. We haven't scrolled 3 pixels on this fucking thing. Damn. And also, Nino, I thank you for the compliment on the shirt. I remember your message from earlier, a long time ago now. So, let's analyze the trends that will define the years ahead. As always, I'm not someone who reads, so I won't read a lot of things. If you want to have access to this, I don't know if you can directly access the thing. Oh yeah, I mean, it's the brain. The brain doesn't work. That's the main issue. The brain is just delayed. But he remembers things, and then it pops back in. One of my other streamers that I'm heavily watching in the morning, they like explain the thing properly with, they read a message in chat, they respond to it in their head, and because it's in their fucking head, they forgot that they didn't respond it out loud. It's kind of the same thing. So, remote workplace, yes, I am waiting for that. 91% hybrid. That's a weird thing. I would have loved to see another part of the pie with full remote. Like, it's like either hybrid or remote, meaning that we don't really know the like repartition of hybrid and remote. Maybe it's 50-50 on the 91%. Maybe it's like 80-20 on the 91%. So I would have loved that, just to know. Nonetheless, I agree, remote is great, but that's US based. Yeah, people don't understand how people work. That's good. So that was the recap of the paragraph that just came in. Yeah. So, I think I will rephrase everything that I read. 77% of product managers feels their attention being pulled in too many directions. That just means 77% of product managers are feeling that their job is changing and they don't like it. So we will probably see in the near future a split in in product manager and maybe something else. So I'm sure it's like written in all of that, but I can't read for shit, so I'm not just reading the headlines. That's what I care about, the headlines and the charts. That's the main thing. I agree. Receiving feedback in a remote environment, if your entire team isn't fully versed in design and doesn't do a great job on pointing things. Yeah, I am. You know, regular user, reader. Like in-person feedback from the manager or the product manager. They come to your computer and they show you, put their fucking fingers on your screens, as always. That's what they do, or their pen on the screen, just having the tick 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 tick. So that's what they do, and it's easier for them to say this button right here doesn't make a lot of sense, or this should be different. I think personally the new the new updates on Figma's comments behavior, like that, were pushed out of beta yesterday, 3 days ago, on Monday, I think. I forgot. Will help with feedback, receiving feedback, because you will see directly if you have a comment on the page. It's way more highlighted than before, so I think that would be a great thing. But then they say unsatisfactory tools for gathering feedback, delayed feedback, too much formality. That's always the case. Lower confidence due to working in isolation. I believe that depends on the person. Like an extrovert designer will say that. An introvert designer will say, I'm fine with isolation. So that is interesting. Yes, let us tomato hear something fun. Sorry. Something fun? How? How do you know? That's one thing. And yeah. Did you see? I saw that. I don't know how accurate it is because my brain is my brain as always. But did you see there is a roller coaster known for unclogging kidney stones? Like, so yeah, I forgot which one it is, but it's like it's a known thing when people go to roller coasters and just the movement of this specific one make a lot of men specifically pass them right after. So that's an interesting thing. A shortening of the muscle in the front? What do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah. Oh, you mean the cramps? Yes. Indeed. Indeed. Get a screening. I mean, you should, as a human, sadly, you should take care of your health. And as a human that doesn't live in the US, take care of your health. It's fucking free. As a human who live in the US, you do. I'm sorry. Thank you for that. please welcome on in. How are you? How was your day? How was your Wednesday? Yeah, I mean, cyborgs will be pretty fun, but kidney stones. How are they? I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. I'm just scared-ish. I have a meeting at 22:15 after stream, and I need to be awake. But after the meeting, I need to sleep. So I'm scared about my personal health and sleeping schedule again. Shannon, I thought you were not in the corporate stuff. I thought you were in a freelance, fully freelance job. Maybe I made a mistake. So is it me not reading the word corporal? I mean, you said corporeal, and I don't know what it is. So maybe that's the reasoning behind my incomprehension. Oh, what do you mean then? Oh, you are one of these. You're one of these people who enjoy transhumanism, right? That's the. I think that's the words. I think that's the. Yeah, I agree. We will have like discussion about transhumanism for sure at some point. I don't know if drinking too much can help you like pass it out. I don't know if drinking specific things can help you pass it out. But yeah, I would say maybe not water. Maybe try tea if it's an option for you. If it's not an option for you, I will say something that will sound weird, but might help. Depends on you, of course. But maybe chug some G Fuel. I have some promo code if you want, but maybe chug some G Fuel because it is just passing through. Or if you're on the other team, some Sneak. But yeah, it's. I mean, when I was drinking Sneak on the daily, I was. Okay, we are talking toilet now and bathroom breaks. I was peeing much more than what I'm doing now, even though I'm drinking the same amount of liquid. The liquid was just passing through when I was chugging Sneak and G Fuel. So it is not a medical advice. It's just my personal experience with what I'm used to drink that made me go to the bathroom more often than not. So water is a good thing for hydration, but not, even though I'm drinking the same amount, I'm not peeing the same amount as before. But yes, for legal reason, this is not medical advice. Indeed, indeed. Yeah, that was. So if you want to chug some G Fuel, you use code perfect for G Fuel, and Harry with two R and IE for Sneak. So Sneak is UK based, G Fuel is US based. G Fuel is weird. I prefer Sneak because the formula is like made in the UK while it was still part of the EU, meaning that there was a lot of regulation on the formulation of the drink, meaning that it's cleaner for your body than what I got on the Fuel. But both will make you pee, and that's the goal, I think. Yeah, all right. So people are sorry, it's a very turn on the discussion, but people are figuring out that having a dick in your team isn't a good thing for your team. Damn, people taking ages to figure out the usual stuff. Which one is this one? Marketers. It's so critical to have the right tech stack to communicate both synchronously and asynchronously. I feel like I will say the same thing here, but the camera disappeared again. But what they are telling you right here is, as a marketer, you need to communicate with your team, otherwise it won't work. And when they say to have the right tech stack, that doesn't mean anything. Like, you can have the right tech stack for Microsoft, and then you move to a startup and the tech stack doesn't match, and the mindset of the people that you are working with doesn't match with your tech stack. So this is bullshit. You need to have just good communication skills, and as a marketer, you need to market the product that you are marketing to the potential clients and the current clients. And your communication skills should be really up high, because that's your fucking job, to communicate with clients. And so if you don't have the ability to communicate in-house, then that goes back to here, like, if your soft skills and like communication stuff don't match, you're out. Which, I don't know, it's stating the obvious again. Out with making do, in with breaking through. Nah. Nah. Oh, fuck. Yes, that's kind of true. But that's also a Gen Z thing. where, I mean, Gen Z has been pressuring their employers for the past, I mean, for as long that they have started working, to have interesting thing and culture in their company. So that's not new. But if it's still like a trend, I'm good with it. 54% increase, and I'm still here 5 years in the same fucking job. Good job, me. Good job, me. I agree here. Like, I think there is a particular kind of magic when you have the right mix of a team and diversity of lived experiences and perspectives to really make an amazing product or service. I agree. There was written according to LinkedIn? No? No. So, same thing here. This is a statement that worked for the past 20 years. If you have the right kind of people in your team, your company will grow. Like if you have a good, how can I fucking say that? If you have people in your team that have the right mindset or a similar mindset with different views, you will create some friction and you can have some healthy friction in your team. And so that's kind of the same thing here. Weird statement, that's what I say. Kane, the utility of the slice tool is to have the ability to create an exportable element within a group, within a frame, combined with multiple things without having to frame them or group them together. So, same thing, we'll do the usual. If I have diversity is overused, I absolutely agree. Oh, by the way, did you know that? If you type green, you press enter, you get a green. If you type blue, press enter, you get a blue. Did you know that? Another tip for today. So let's say you want to export a portion of this. So you want to have a slice that is here. This slice, you will have the ability to create an export thingy. And so let's say you have, like you want, in a regular time, you would like to have this exported. You would need to be framing everything and then create like an export, and then you will export everything. So what needs to happen is you need to reorganize the entire frame to go inside, like at the same size of the slice, and then your frame itself right here, you need to clip its content, meaning that you then have the thing that you want. But maybe you needed to see the outside of everything. So doing a slice gives you just the ability to create quickly a screenshot of the thing that you want to do. So if we go back to here, let's say I want to share, like quickly share this 9 thing. I create an export and then I have the thing. That's the main goal. Okay, my export would be export of the slice instead of having to frame everything, making sure that they have the right amount of spacing around and everything. It's not useful. For me, I've never used slice. Like, it's not a thing I'm doing. The fuck? Sorry. Music changed again. No reason. What? Sorry, I'm reading chat and I'm out of chat as always. But you use Ditto, and Ditto is a tool that I use for copywriting. But I think it has a meaning that I don't know. So don't worry about it. Yeah, I remember slicing up images in Photoshop using PNG Express. I don't know if you remember that. I bought the plugin so many times. Ah, interesting. It is also a Pokemon. Yes. I agree there. One of my first buy on Gumroad, PNG Express, greatest plugin for Photoshop. Like, very good, because at the time I was the one creating the export for the devs, and then Sketch happened with Zeppelin, meaning that they could export everything that they need to. So after that, we moved to something different. Odin, hi, welcome on in. How are you? How was your Wednesday? So moving in for product manager means they will refocus on enabling their teams to do innovative work in 2022. I need a Snapcam lens ASAP. One that is not fucking creepy, please. No. This is my feeling when I'm reading this. Do I put some makeup on? No, no makeup. Makeup is creepy. No makeup. Yep, this is exactly that. That's my question. Like, what the fuck were you doing? Like, didn't your job was to, like, enable your team to innovate in the work that they are doing before 2022? So, with what they said earlier about product manager are feeling that they are doing work in too many directions. I don't know Mimi Mami Momo, but yeah. I know that yes, it's pretty good around here. We are reacting to the 2022 trend reports from Envision, which so far has only bring me to feel like they are clowning around because it's just common sense. I mean, maybe not common sense, but it just makes sense. Um, like this shit. Designers will creatively accommodate both the art and science of design in a way that hasn't been possible in recent history. Isn't that the fucking role of a designer? To like combine their knowledge of science, digital science plus art in order to create delightful things. I mean, let me step back a teeny tiny bit. Physically step back. No. Um, no more clowning around, please. Okay, so I want to say something that might be the reasoning why it seems so natural for us to say icebreakers are like a new exercise or things like this. I would say this report maybe is aimed toward big company and like big corporation that don't have the knowledge or knowledge of how things work in startups and smaller companies. Everything that we've seen so far seems pretty obvious for us, maybe because we are in smaller companies that already do that, because like a product manager in a small company needs to do a lot of things. A designer in a small company needs to do a ton of things as well, because we don't have enough staff to do all the works. So maybe if this report is aimed toward a big corporation, then yeah, maybe big company are still using InVision because like they have paid for subscription for 3 years or like big ass plan, and in big company, in big corporation, changes is difficult to apply in or at their scale. Like it's a difficult thing to say, like starting next month we will use Figma and no more InVision, Sketch, Zeppelin, everything. So that's like a big thing. If you have like a team of 500 designers, that's a lot of experience. So yeah. Yeah. I believe InVision is fighting for their life since 3 years ago, maybe, when Figma just boomed. So I mean, they can import sketch file to Figma, so that's pretty simple, but same. Yeah, I really think that that's why the step back was useful for me. Like, because it's scattered toward or targeted toward a big corporation, because only big corporation are still using Sketch, Photoshop, things like this. Like, Apple is still on Sketch and hasn't moved from Sketch to Figma. And that I know, that I'm like 100% sure of that. So any smaller business that have the ability to jump to like test Figma for 2 weeks, test XD for 2 weeks, test Sketch for 2 weeks, and then decide, have an ability to like be ahead of big corporation that can't afford to do that. So but yeah, we agree. So maybe I will clown less. But basically, like, what it means, what I'm reading is in the end of the reports is you should move to something that move faster than what you are used to, and something that moves faster than what you're used to is another tool. So earlier they talked about the fuck are they? Yeah. So like here for designers and feedback and everything, they said thankfully online whiteboarding tools such as Freehand, which is FigJam but by Envision, which has been created for years, like is a bit like Miro, any whiteboarding tool that exists, but by Envision. So they are promoting freehand, of course, because they are Envision. So I believe I need to step back and see this as someone else. So for HR, they opened brainstorming to their entire team. Some of the people that normally wouldn't speak up in person often come up with the idea we use moving forward. Yes, that does make sense. Brainstorming and having the ability to speak up is something that is very useful for smaller teams and very used and known for smaller teams, and difficult to put in place in bigger companies. So like going back to the prior points, it's a good question. Now that you're telling this, my brain is searching for Adobe Freehand. You know what? Yeah. From 34 years ago. Damn. We old. Latest update 19 years ago. Damn. We old. But yeah, that failed. Yeah. So what does marketing needs to do? Allowing people to talk and say how they feel is the only way that people are going to feel included in the organization. Yes. That is true. going back to the Gen Z thing, if you don't have a purpose, you don't stay in the company. That's the same thing. I have... Sorry. Out with the duct tape. In with the Swiss Army knife. Damn. Illustrations are good, but the titles... Nah. They are not. They are not. Yeah, so I wanted to go back to this one with the... we opened brainstorming to our entire team. Today, I want to bitch about what happened at work today. Teeny tiny bit. Teeny tiny bit. We had a new client that started using the product yesterday or this morning. Something like this. So not long ago. And in our product, we have the ability to create surveys that go like through the entire platform, and then the people that are on the platform need to answer the survey, and then the people who are the admins get some information. So that's internal to each platform. I muted myself for no reason. And so what happened is my boss showcased one survey today that was put in place in that platform. The platform has 1,700 members already, and the survey was... Let me read the right thing. The survey was: are you satisfied with the innovation platform that we just put in place? Meaning that they just put in place our product, and they are asking the 1,700 people if they are happy with it. There have been 24 answers, and most of them were in the positive side. And so first of all, 24 out of 1,700 is like nothing, so I laugh at that. And then it's a fucking big company where people don't want to speak up about anything. So of course, my brain went to employee receiving surveys to know if the initiative from the CEO is a good idea. Employee doesn't want to lose their job, press yes, it's a good idea. And I think that's how the survey will work right there. So yeah, that's in the people speaking up in big corporation, that doesn't happen. There is too much fear of losing their job. So yeah, that's rant over. We can go back to our usual title cringing situation. So out with the tape, in with the Swiss Army knife. So out with the DT and in with this with the sack. In with the fucking sack. I really need to re-put in my fucking brain, it's a big corporation. Yes, they took more than 2 years to adjust to remote, because they need to be close to the printer in order to do their job, otherwise they can't do their job properly if the printer is not next to them. Yes, need to remember that. Sorry. Experimented with new tools or technologies in the workspace, and nearly 3/4 of them said this were in hopes of better communication, better communicating with other teams. So, let's rephrase that. Big corporation can't handle change. Yeah, that's the thing. Or can't manage change easily, meaning that they take 2 years to implement remote work or remote friendly tools. So changing from everyone at their desk with their computer to everyone in their home with their computer was a difficult change. Maybe? What? So, 100%. Please do. 100% of the respondent to the surveys, out of the 100%, 85% said they experimented with tools and technologies that they hadn't experimented with before. And they said it was in order to better communicating with other teams. Good. 20% said that being remote shortened the length of their time. What? I feel like it should be the opposite. Like 85% understand that remote is more efficient than not remote. Big corporation doesn't want to change unless it finds a way to make the lowest end of the hierarchy pays for it. Yes. That is true. That's a good rephrasing. Thank you for that one. Yeah, I hate that. So it's ideal to have one tool that does it all. People have started to consolidate their tools to create a place where that can be used across all teams equally. I kind of hate the one tool to rule them all philosophy, because most of the time what I've seen is if you just have one tool, and that I'm like I forgot the fucking word again, either in French or in English. Yeah, well, fuck. I don't have the thing, but yeah, I do the same thing. So just using one tool means that the tool that you're using is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's lacking some innovation in the prior features of said tools. So let's say you are on Figma, the main feature of Figma is creating UI, and then they create something else like FigJam, for example, not throwing shades, but kinda. And then they need an entire team that take care of FigJam. And the team that works on Figma doesn't see the upgrades of features like as much as the new product, because the new product being new, the evolution potential is higher than the oldest one. So you have a lot of big company that are trying to do a tool that does everything, and they stop innovating in their first target feature after they find something that works, that is good enough. So I am very scared. It's something that we are doing in my company right now, and I'm very scared of it. I'm trying to recenter the team on we need to be good at the first thing that we wanted to be good at, and then have the ability to do other things, but just as abilities, not main features. But yeah, I'm very scared of this in a lot of companies. I think we will have a lot of do-it-all tools that have the ability to do a lot of things pretty good. But then if you want something to be done perfectly, you will go for a specific tool that does that. So let's say you go for Airtable for database or anything, but you need to have some Excel-based formatting things. Maybe you will go back to Excel because Excel excels in the table format and everything compared to Airtable. So you will go back to the master of at some point, meaning that even though the tool that you're using is doing 85% of what Excel is doing, you are missing the last 5%, 10%, and that brings you back to the original thing. I'm very scared of this. We'll see how it goes, but I'm not sure that a one tool to rule them all is a good idea. I mean, that's the goal of a product manager. Yes, you need to spend. I mean, you don't do strategy as a project manager. Or maybe I'm mistaken, but strategy is taken care of by another team. Which is doing strategy. Like creating the business model, making sure that market is good, all of that. I mean, in my view, the strategy is made by all the teams' mains. I'll call them mains. I don't like to call them mains, but like all the team mains. So the main designer, the main product manager, the main developer, the main business person together needs to define the strategy of a company, because they know the product better than the CEO most of the time. So I don't know what to think about this one. The designer will just move to Figma and centralize everything in one place. I believe that's what they want to say. Exactly. So many design teams, stakeholders, in many design teams, the stakeholders want visibility, and if they were on Figma or recently on Sketch, to be honest, the newest features of Sketch giving you access to the file live in your browser. It is a similar thing. A similar thing than Figma. So I would say probably move to Figma or use the browser version of your Sketch file. That is true. That's one of the statements that I'm okay with. Every team needs a place to share ideas and have conversation that move work forwards. Yes, we agree. That's not really a new thing, I think. Don't, like, when you say video walkthrough, you mean tutorial on how to use it, or video walkthrough like you are the designer showcasing something to a client and saying, in here you have this, and this that is happening, and then in here you can move here, here, and here, and do something like this. So something similar to Loom inside of Figma. That's what you kind of want if you know Loom. Yeah, okay. Okay, so you want to do something like Becerra, I think, which I showcase every fucking time because I love their landing page. Just for this is the first thing you arrive on. There is no fucking scroll. You just need to click on the fucking button that is made for Zoom. But yeah, this is an interesting solution that might be useful for you. It's in beta, so you need access to it. It's a bit annoying to get early access. I got early access, but I don't have anyone to test it with. But it's a thing that can replace or centralize Loom and Slack at the same time. So they want to have something, I would say, similar to Slack. Mainly, that's the goal, but with some capabilities that are like a bit more project oriented rather than communication oriented. I mean, not communication oriented, but chatting oriented. So you have like a lot of different things. You have video chat, voice messages, screen recording with like similar to Loom, stuff like this. Inside of the communication tool, chatting tool, which is similar to Slack. So the goal is to simplify the communication throughout the company with video, because we know that video might be easier for a lot of people. Audio, because it's the same fucking reason. And so the goal is to give the ability to all employees to create the form of communication that they feel the most free with. So let's say I'm obviously way more used to create something in video rather than writing it, because I can't write for shit. But I record a quick video showcase thing, like a prototype on Figma, and so it's like a Loom, and it's directly injected into my Slack chat. That's a great thing, I think. So it's the same, kind of the same thing. Though you have a lot of different features that I haven't tested yet, but looks like you have some folders, looks like you have some timelines, some different presentations. They have an integration with Figma, which gives you the ability to do exactly what you just said. So have a video right inside of Figma in the comment section, kinda. So that might be exactly what you needed. And then they want to interface with other things. So maybe take a look at that, and maybe that's for you. Maybe that's for you. marketers need to put no to put it lightly, marketer status quo can only be described as tab hail. No. No, they just need to use two tools. Damn. I need to read the rest right here. Have become well acquainted with the nuance of the company's tech and process, yes. Yeah. So you are telling me that. Let me rephrase again. Marketers have spent most of 2021 being inefficient. Damn. That's sad. But I get it. I get it. What? Out with the indifference, in with making a difference. Yes, exactly. That is true. That is true. Doesn't come as like a news to me, but I agree. A significant piece of product management success is understanding and like the unique issues amongst a diverse set of customers. Yes, you need to have a lot of interviews with clients and customers in order to know if your product is going into the right direction or not. So, yeah, we agree. We agree. They push back freehand right there. Give me 1 second. Neighbors. What do you call domain knowledge? The understanding of unique issues among a diverse set of customers? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we disagree. We disagree so much right here. You agree with this? I disagree with this. I don't think designer wants a tool. I mean, there is delay. I blame my misunderstanding on the delay. You said specific to your customers of your product. Oh, when you. Okay, for this one. So, understanding the unique issues amongst the specific issue to your customers of your product, right? That's what you. And you said you are not understanding this one. I blame on the delay. No. That was a delay. Softener. I don't fucking know. So we are still on the marketer, no, the product designer, product manager thing. And you say you are not sure that you understand this. This is marketer. The one that is under is designer. Which one are you not sure that you understand? Which one don't you understand? That's the better sentence. The next one. Good. I agree. So, designers want a tool that optimizes inclusive design review and does not require non-designer to be in the design file, so collaboration is painless and productive for all teams. I disagree because I'm on Figma. I think designer in big corporation, let me replace the thing, designer in big corporation don't want non-designer to sneak in the file before it's launched, or ever, to be honest, because they don't understand the quality and potential upside of a non-designer looking at your design file while you are still working on it. And this shift in my brain, because I used to be like this, I used to not want any sales, not want any like CEO or whatever in the file. And then I moved to Figma, and then I understood that, yeah, they can just click on the fucking link, look at what I'm doing, and ask me a question, to which I will most likely answer the same thing, being you are looking at something that is not finished yet. It's most of the time, but when they have like a feedback on something, and it's a pertinent, legit feedback, then I appreciate it. So I do think designers should want to see non-designer in their file, but then maybe it's explaining to non-designer how to use the collaboration side of the tool that they are using in order to not have to repeat themselves 20 times, because that's the really, I think I don't really care. Like, if you explained to them how things work, I would say it's pretty clean. Like, damn boy, wasn't. Like, if you work like this, like, I have this thing that I showcased in ADHD. You are the newest here, so you don't know how I work here, but I have a set of background colors for features in my Figma file, and a set of icons in front of said pages in the Figma file, meaning that when you click on the page and it's green, then it means it's done. It's either good to be devved or already devved and in production. If it's in red, it means that it will probably be discarded at some point, but we still need some of the design for later, so we keep it without keeping it. If it's purple, it means it's a work in progress. By the way, this one is kind of finished, but kind of no. And so if if you explain this set of work systems to your boss, your clients, everyone in your team, saying that if you want, you have access to the file, that's no biggie. If you enter a page and the page is purple, make sure to not look at it because it's not a finished product. If it's, let's say, if it's blue, it's awaiting validation, meaning that you can come in, give feedback, anything like this. If it's red, don't even care to look at it. It doesn't help you. And then you can do the same thing with the emojis in the pages names. You can say if it has a tick, you can click on it, take a look. If it has a crane, you can click on it, add your thing, your comment, which is pretty good, by the way, having this new comment thingy. Pretty useful. I don't know. I'm not really like scared of someone else coming in the file. I'm pretty excited to see someone else in the file, specifically when it's someone that doesn't belong in the file. So when I see my CEO coming in the file, which happened once in 4 years, good job. When I used to see one of my sales rep in the file from time to time, and then like posting really, really interesting comments on like how we had planned some features, and they said something and I was like, you know what? You've been talking with the potential clients, they are telling you that this is interesting to them and we are not taking it into consideration. Maybe we should. We made the change and then it was interesting for every new client. So yeah, I don't know. I think if you really explain the system of work that you have in your file, if you have a work system in your file, that can help. If you don't have a work system and a status system in your file and in your frames, then put one on, put one in place. I don't know. So for example, this one is a big ass file where everything is in different, like every feature is in a different page. But before that, we used to have the same file with a very different setup, I will say. This one is not the greatest representation, but this is the same system, but everything is in one place. So you have all the features and the status with just the color of the background, and that's a useful thing. And then the useful thing for this specific way of working is having access to this, being the entire prototype is working, and so that means that anyone who wants to see how the entire project worked could come in, press play, and have an entire flow going from feature to feature without any issues. But that's a lot of nodes coming in, as you can see. A bit difficult to see frames and design right there. But yeah, I don't know. It's a neural network, yes, indeed, and that was a 911 again. Damn, I don't know if you heard it. So you said, I think it's hard for me to get over the working up to the big client presentation. Yeah. I mean, you are. You heard it. I'm sorry. So Shannon, you are your fear is you going into a presentation and someone in the meeting is saying, oh yeah, I've seen that, right? I'm assuming that's the case. Like, they have seen the thing that you wanted to showcase to them as an impressive new improvement on the thing. They've went to the file before you did the presentation, and so the surprise and the excitement is diluted because they've seen it before. Is that the fear that you have, or is it something totally different? Nothing is original, but the way that you present them can be original. So let's say you are Tinder, you are creating profiles, and you were thinking about the swipe feature, and someone else peeped at it before you could like reveal your ID as the main project manager or product owner. And so when you present it, maybe like 3 of the 5 people in the meeting already saw this on your file, and so they have an expectation, they already have like a first impression of what they've seen. And maybe if they've seen the thing like 4 days prior to the meeting, it has changed a bit, and their first impression of the thing that they've seen is biased in a way because, well, if you've seen something before, you already have your opinion of it. I don't know, that might be the thing. Yeah, so opinion, yep. Exactly. See, sometimes I'm ranting about stuff without knowing what I'm saying, and then you post a comment that agrees with me. I mean, it's not the fact of originality, it's the fact of if I show you a diagram of something without explaining it, or I mean, if I leave a diagram of something in a table and you see the diagram but you don't have the context, maybe you will have an opinion of the diagram which isn't exactly true or exactly in line with what I have to present. And so when I will present the diagram for everyone in the big meeting of presentation, you already have your opinion formed for said diagram. And so me explaining the context might not change your point of view of how you perceived it the first time and how you understood it the first time. So with this control of like no one knows what I'm working on, and then when I'm revealing the thing, they have their first opinion formed during the meeting with the context, with everything. That's a more positive side for me. But if I have good communication with the rest of the team and they go into my file and they check something and they don't know exactly how it works, if I have a good communication style, then they will come to me and say, I just checked that, can you explain it a tiny bit? Is it done? Is it not done? Can we talk about it? If I don't, they will form an opinion out of it and then be biased
Car 1 meter
after.
is now following.
Kagim, I believe. Welcome on in. Thank you for following. How did you find the stream? Who are you? How are you? And how was your day? That's my question to you. If you want to introduce yourself in the chat, please feel free to do so. If you don't want to, feel free to not do so. Not really. I agree and disagree with you. So if I show you something that works a certain way, but has the ability to work in a different way, and the different way is the way that you are seeing first or understanding first, it works, but it's not the base thing. So it's, I don't know. I agree with you with, if it doesn't match from the start, it's not intuitive enough. But yeah. And Shannon, I do picture you as someone who would like try, not try, but like express a new views or a new feature with big words and a big presentation, something that takes you a lot of time to create, and that in order for you to be proud of. So Odin, I think I don't think, I'm sure I'm sure if you show me one of your UIs for one of your Krita plugins, I might understand it in a different way if I don't have your guidance on how things work, because I don't know how things work in Krita and in your plugins and in everything. So because I'm not used to this, it is easy for me to format an opinion in my head with how your plugin will work, and then when we talk about it, turns out I was wrong. And that's not an issue on you not creating a UI that is good or not good. It's an issue on me not understanding the context around your plugin and your UIs. Yeah, but I mean, don't blame don't blame yourself for that. It's not like what I'm trying to say. It's not your fault if I don't understand something where I'm not versed in. So my example for that is, I'm entirely sure that the sales rep that left the company last year, if I were to show them a working feature of our product, they wouldn't understand or wouldn't have understood how the feature worked. So it's different. I think we agree, and we did agree at the same time. So it's good. It is good. Let's move to HR a teeny tiny bit. I'm gonna finish that fucking presentation, then we can continue talking about all the things. Help visualize the impact beyond what it's being said. That's not absolutely not true. I don't think HR should exist. No, I think HR should exist if it's a human HR and not robot HR. Most of the HR department that I am hearing about, most likely lately, um, is HR is not human resources anymore. It's just hiring robots. Still stand with HR, but most likely you are a human that is trying to fit another human into boxes in order to see if they fit in the boxes that you need, and if they do, then you do not exactly, then you push them a tiny bit inside to make sure that they fit until they break the box. But yeah, it's just hiring, and not really human resources. Yeah, exactly. In a small company, in a startup, the HR person will probably have another human with them during calls, specifically someone who is versed in the specific job that they are hiring for. So, for example, when we are hiring a new designer, I'm in the call. When we are hiring a new dev, the head dev is in the call as well. When we are hiring a new sale, the head sales is in the call as well, so that they can judge, see if the HR is checking the human side and the other person is checking the technical side at the same time. Yeah, it's a change of names. We had a big discussion about naming things in Discord the beginning of the week with Aiden, and yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, so this, I'm sorry for anyone who is part of a minority, but this 54% of customers or consumers want to buy from companies that prioritize diversity, equity, and inclusion in their communities and workspaces is the result of policies on a country level saying that you need to have a quota of X amount of disabled people in your enterprise in order to receive benefits from the states. And you need to have a quota or a percentage of your employees that comes from a minority. And this is the biggest bullshit that I am against since I heard how it worked. Because a lot of companies are hiring black people not because they are good at what they should be doing, but because they are fucking black and they need a fucking quota. And they are hiring women because they need women in the workplace, but they don't fucking care what their skills are, and they don't treat them with the human decency that they should receive. They just treat them as you are the percentage of employee that we need in order to receive a bonus at the end of the year, because we have 15% of our employee who are female, and in this 15%, 50% of them are minorities, and that just doesn't sit right with me. It shouldn't be a thing, but that is it should be. You are hiring a person because their personality match with your company, and their skills is the skills that you are needing right now. If, sadly, you have only if you only have white male that are applying, then you take the best candidate. If you have like a diverse-ish pool of applicants, you take the best candidate, and you don't think about, are they person of color, are they identifying as a woman, are they from a minority. You don't fucking care. Are they fitting with or would they fit with the team, and would they fit with the role and the skills that are needed for the position. And if everything is a yes, then you take the one that is that applies the best thing for you. But I don't know, diversity and inclusivity is just bullshit for me. I don't like I don't like it. It's just so weird. And it's also like underpaying a lot of minority just because they are minority and they are just a quota of we need women, so we have women. They would be paid less because we don't fucking care what they do. We just care that they are here. And I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if you are fired, going back in the in the chat as always, if you're fired because you don't like meet the requirement for the quotas of diversity, it doesn't make sense. It's not, I don't think it's a company, I don't think it's a company issue. I think it's a country issue that is forcing that is forcing the company to have quotas. Nino, I don't think we disagree. I think we agree. So let me rephrase in a way that might be better. I don't think diversity is bad. That's not what I wanted to say. And I'm reading your comments at the same time. Inclusion is key, I agree. But inclusion of a person that will not... I'm staying in the capitalist way of working, sorry. But inclusion of a person that will not be of benefits to the company, that doesn't work. In the capitalist version. Diversity in terms of, and that's something that I'm doing most of the time. I don't fucking care if you are identifying as a specific gender, or if you are in a specific ethnicity group or a minority or whatever. If your personality is matching with the personality of the team and the skills that you have are the skills that we need, I will hire you. And if you are a minority woman from a specific state, that goes on the diversity. But if you are a white male from a wealthy state, that goes against diversity, but you are the type of person that I need in my team. So I don't make a real difference in hiring for diversity and I don't make a real difference in hiring for diversity. Inclusion is a totally different thing. Inclusion is, for me, is giving them the chance to present themselves. That's not something that happens. So, for example, if you have a resume that comes into your desk and they have a disability, you might just put it on the side because they have a disability and you don't want that in your workplace. That's not being inclusive. And so that's why I don't fucking care what you are, who you are, how you present yourself. If you have what I need at the time that I posted like the job opening, then yeah, go for it. The thing that I'm seeing most of the time is because the system has been this way for the longest time, a lot of people who are part of minorities and different groups, like, I don't know how to explain. I'm not versed well enough for this. It's a difficult subject, which brain is doing in a different direction. But because the society is against, or has been against, minorities and different groups for the longest time, they are they have, I don't want to generalize, but I kind of need to. There is less applicants from those groups and minorities, and so I don't see a lot of them when I'm hiring for someone. But I don't make a fucking difference. Like if he, I don't know. I always try to hire for skills and compatibility with the team rather than hire for quotas. I don't think it's a fucking good idea. But does that like still is it still a disagreement? In which case, that's great. That's a second thing with the crypto thing where we are disagreeing on. But if not. So yeah. As always, I'm fucking reading slowly. Odin, I disagree with your statement, and that's a bit harmful. What you just said is a bit harmful, so be careful there. But what I would say, it's not. It's not. It's like you're making generalities or generalization. I don't fucking remember the term in English, sadly, um, against a specific type of person, and it's generality. That's the fucking word. Um, I would say if you have worked in all men or all women or all fat people or all disability type of person around you, you should know that it's not the fact that it's all women. It's the fact that some women or some men or some fat people or some different thing will have the traits that you just described, which is true for certain people, untrue for others. You can't generalize and say you will only hire like yeah, you can't say you can't say five fat people hate to move. That's not true. It depends on the person. Like, it's kind of like saying you meet me, I hate broccoli, and then that means that all white people ate broccoli. Not true. Like, it's not true. Like, a lot of fat people have health issue that not allow them to move, or a lot of fat people have healthier habits than me, for example, and that's like I disagree, highly disagree with that statement. I don't understand that camera thingy. Don't know why it's going away. Um, and I'm, as always, getting back to the chat slowly. Sorry, it's taking me time. Um, yeah, so I would agree with ADHD designer, with some of the best designer that I've enjoyed working with are women. Some of the best recognized designer are men, mainly because we are living in a male dominant society. And so, of course, the designers that we will be, I mean, like it, you have views that I used to have, and so I understand them. But my views have changed since. So I'm been on the fucking same thing for the past 30 minutes. Um, it's, how can I say that? Hmm. Yeah, I mean, if your experiences have been negative on all front for all the generalization or type of people that you just described, are bad, then I understand your point and it makes sense. Like, it's the same thing with the fucking broccoli. Um, if you give me broccoli, I will. I mean, I don't like it, so I. All my encounters with broccoli is bad. So, of course, my views of broccoli is bad. But that doesn't mean I don't understand people who like broccoli. I know that's a bit of a stretch for representation, but yeah, I am also not agreeing with Odin. Like, your views are not. What do you mean lies? That's the thing. I mean, it's not lies. Yes, so getting yes, I don't know. So skills matter most, and I agree with that. But a lot of times, women are better than men in the specific skills that they need to have because they. I mean, that's a generalization as well, but it's if you go into the design sphere, you would have a lot of women designers that are better than men designer, and as Shannon said, Shannon? No, Nino said earlier, um, a lot of men are taking the credit of the woman work a lot of time. So women workplaces work. That's not that. I'm trying to understand where you are coming from. It is, Nino. I agree. Um, oh, you are. Mm, you're Portuguese, right? Trying to remember if you are. Yeah. And Odin, what is your? Just remind me. You are Portuguese or Spanish? I forgot which place you are from. Um, and I want you to tell me before I say anything else. Okay. So, did you live in another country at some point in your life so far? Okay, for how long? That's interesting. Okay, so you were. It is relevant for the way that people are raised and the thing that they learn. Um, it's not racist talk. It's kind of the opposite. But some countries, and I am part of one, do not recognize women, do not recognize differences in people. And you were so born in one that is not exactly the most open. I mean, South Africa is pretty okay, but Portugal is known for specific traits that are not kind um, to women. So what I'm seeing here and what Nino is doing is pretty good. But what I'm seeing here is because of the way and the places that you are living in, your views on certain subjects are skewed. You don't live in a third world country, no. You live in a specific country that has specific views. So, for example, if how can I say that? French people in France, and I can take that as an example because I am French and I can say that most of them have a bit or a lot of racism inside of the way that they are bringed into the society. A lot of them have a lot of misogyny in their upbringing as well. And you have, as a Portuguese and South African person, have the same type of things. Like, you have been raised with misogyny and different thing. Everything you said so far is extremely misogynistic. I despise these words the way I need to pronounce it, but yeah, like, this is not great. You can unfollow if you want to. Wouldn't be, I don't know, but it's, you've said a lot of things that are not really like open-minded. You used to have, I mean, I don't know if it's just today, but we used to have conversation about different things, and now that we bring in diversity and inclusion into a conversation, we have a different person in front of us. So you can't come in here and say that I've never worked and looked around, because for someone who have worked in very different part of works, in misogynistic work of mechanic, for example, the women that we had in the workplace were great, better than some of the men that we had, even though they were in mechanic. In the designer agency workplace, some of the minority of I had one which was a fat Chinese developer, and one of the greatest developers that I've met in my all years of working. So you can't tell me that I've never worked, because I have like almost 15 to 16 years of work to my name, and looked around is what I'm doing on the daily. So you can't say that. That's not. I don't agree. I don't agree with that. Yeah, they are not exception. That's the thing. If you if you base your views on the few bad thing that happens, then yeah, I've studied statistics, of course. The middle of the point is always where there is the most. So you have seen that the entirety are not great, where in reality the curve that you should see in specifically in population, the curve that you should see is this one in statistic. That's the curve that we see every time, right? Most people are here. The extremes on these two sides, and I'm creating a mustache for some reason. The extreme on these two sides, you have the extremely bad and the extremely right. What you are saying since the past 20 minutes is every fat people you encountered, every woman you encountered, every other like inclusivity person you encountered are in this side. Whereas what we are saying is most people are here in the middle, and we have some in the positive. But you said women workplace don't work. Most women workplace work. You said fat people don't move. Most fat people move. There are extremes in both sides. But middle is when it works. So if you studied statistic, you would know that middle is always the most of people. So you've said things that are misogynistic and not great for humans and inclusivity. What we said in the beginning was, or what I said in the beginning was, forced quotas to get diversity is bad. In which point we both agree. But then you went on to a rant of working with women doesn't work, working with fat people doesn't work either, and things like that. And so this is not what we like. I mean, if I reread your message. You said, I will only accept one woman for 4 men. I have worked with all women and all men, all women and all men workplaces, and women are literally trash at work. Fat people hate to move, and you never should hire a fat person. People in wheelchair move more than fat people. And then you said diversity is a highway to make your company fall faster. Forced diversity, yes. Forced inclusion, yes, we agree on that. But what you said, kind of disagree. Yeah, 1 in 4. It should be 2, 2, 2. If you wanted to be equal, and I mean, should be. No, not really. You shouldn't even think about 1-4. To be frank. Like, if you have the same views as me, which is, I don't fucking care what you are, if your skills are what matters, which is what you said, then if they are men, a woman, an alien, a plant, a cat, whatever, and the skills are good, then you hire for the skills. That's what you said. So don't limit yourself into 1/4. You will just get, like, why should there be more men available? Don't, be careful what you say after that. Like, real, like what Pot said, yes, you said that skills matters. And skills are the only skills are the only value of people. That's not true. I mean, that's true, but that's not true. But you have ingrained misogynistic way of seeing things, which is not fine, is understandable, but not fine. And that comes back to what I said earlier, which is, depending on your upbringings and where you learned all the things that you learned, you have biases. But think about it in a different view, which is the usual example. A man can create, potentially, in the best odds possible, can have sex with different women in the same day, and they can all become pregnant. The issue doesn't come from the woman. The issue comes from the men. So hiring more men because they are more available is, in fact, in terms of available time, yes, if you keep the usual mindset of women stay at home, men go to work, yes, but it's not the case. Not really. Men should leave for paternity as much as women. So to be frank, the only time where in the workplace a man and a woman, a pregnant woman, and a couple shouldn't be living at the same time is, and even then, is in the last months of pregnancy, maybe. I mean, currently it's that way, but it should be different. In my views, the way that it works, Hugo, hi, welcome on in. It's, to be frank, Hugo, you arrive close to the end of the stream, but welcome on in. I think in numbers don't make me think I'm dumb or something. um, trying to read your messages, making sure that I understand everything. Yeah, I have. We disagree. Highly disagree. That's exactly what you're doing, Odin. Yeah. I don't miss your point. I understand your point. I disagree with your point, and you don't see my point or our point, and you don't understand, or you don't seem to want to understand our points. That's why we're still here on the same discussion, and we still haven't finished to scroll the last 3 pages of this PDF. So you agree with me in the fact that how can I say that? We both agree. It's plain simple. We both agree on skills is the only matter of value we give to employees in the hiring process. Meaning that if skills match your needs, skills win over personality. Fine, we agree on that. Yeah. We agree on that. So skills is what matter. You are an equalitarian that is on the capitalistic views, which is something that exists. Our most raging issues with what you said is the 1 in 4, 1 woman for 4 men. That's an issue. The shouldn't hire fat people. That's another issue. We didn't touch on that yet, but still. But in what we agree, we hire for skills. If you just stop there, we good. But you introduced some misogynistic things and some fat shaming, like subjects that we disagree with, highly disagree with. And yes, I've worked with some of them. Not a lot. And right now I'm working from home, so that's different. It depends. Yes and no. We agree in the term of if mind, willpower is good enough, most, not all, most, overweight person could close the gap of their overweightness. Doesn't make any sense, but most people, yes. Some people have ingrained habits that are extremely difficult to get rid of. But we agree, most could. Most could. In a world where I mean, let me finish a teeny tiny bit. I'm not there yet. In a world where all brain work the same way, which is not the case. In a world where all brain work the same way, willpower at the same level is relevant for this type of situation. If you are overweight and you have the willpower to do something to your exercise and everything, then if everyone was equal in an equalitarian society, yes. But it's not the case. The way that the brain is working for different people doesn't match with other people. Someone willpower at its maximum might be the minimum of someone else, and someone minimum might be the maximum of someone else. And you don't know. And that depends on how you have been raised, what is your genetics, how are you, what type of dietary things you had when you grew up, all of that. It is the truth, sadly. So, okay. Have you ever encountered mentally ill working people? Have you ever worked or be part of a community that was around someone who had a mental illness that took over a lot of their day-to-day things? Like because Odin, you are saying things that are a bit against each other, and so I have difficulties understanding your points. Because you are saying that you are the people that tends to help people with disabilities since you were 15, but you are not understanding that some people, some types of weight is a disability or can be understood as a disability. I don't know. You have. have a word that I can't fucking find since 15 minutes ago, and that's pissing me off. Yeah, so also I'm reading Shannon messages. Fatness has nothing to do with skills. If you're hiring based on weight, then you are not hiring based on skill. So going back to the usual thing, I think if you just get rid of your bias of gender, weight, and anything else, and just stick to hiring for skills, we good. That's not true. And Nino, I'm sorry. It will be the end of the stream in like 6 minutes, so we good. But I don't. I'm trying to do. Well, if you think this is the solution, fine, good with me. But I, I don't know. If you in the next in the next minutes before I end the stream and then you don't come back ever, if you want to do that, that's fine. You decide what you do with your life. Can you explain in one message what is, or first of all, why you decide to leave, and specifically, what is your point of view on things? You have like 4 minutes to type if you want to. I'm not calling you names. It's not names. Like, misogynistic is what you do. You have explained in this, like, it's not an insult. It's not an insult. If you take it as an insult, then that's on you. I can't do anything about it. It's not an insult. Like, if you tell me I'm racist, it's not an insult. It's a fact on some level. It's something that I can work on, but it's a fact, not an insult. It's not. It's not an insult. It's a fact. If you have racist views and someone is calling you a racist, it's a fact. I am, in some position, racist. I know that. If I have misogynistic views and someone called me on it, it's a fact. It's not an insult. So, an insult will be a motherfucker, a son of a bitch, which always relate to the mom, usual. But yeah, like it's a fact. Because of behavior, we can see factually misogynistic trait. Can we apply the same thing to you, Odin, with that last message? can you see the world not tainted by your views and in a different light? Then you are on a good path, but you haven't reached the views that we have reached yet. I don't know. And yeah, but you make a great point. If someone calls you something and you are feeling attacked because it touches you and you know. So I don't think it's political. If you make it political, that's another issue. Don't worry. But nonetheless, this is sadly a bit of a weird ending. I agree. Odin, I don't know if we will see you again. I would still enjoy to see you again if you want to, if you have different views. We had good conversation about different subjects that are good. So, that's the point. If you don't want to come back, that's fine with me. That is fine with me. And so, yeah. If you want to come with a raid, that's also good.
UX just subscribe.
But thank you for the subscription. I really appreciate it. You will be the party of the end of the stream. So yeah, Odin, I hope you have a good rest of your day,
just gifted 3 subs.
week, life, whichever you decide to do. And yeah, for anyone else or everyone who is here, I appreciate you being here as always. Pot again, thanks a lot for the gifted subs. Appreciate it. Appreciate it a lot. You got Modern Courtyard, great. Bitmonkey, and the other one. Good. Good. Let me find someone to raid and then and then I think we'll go there. Be ready, this is weird. This is not something that we someone that we raided a lot. They have too many people in their thing already, but nonetheless, maybe next stream tomorrow we will finish the the PDF. I don't know. We'll see. But yes, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, week, evening. I will move into my fucking meeting at 22:15. That is fucking late for a meeting, but that's fine. 15 minutes so I can do stuff. We are rating Matthew K. Heffy, who is the lead singer guitarist of the metal band Trivium, who is currently working on, I don't know what, but I love what they do. And yes, I agree, So please join me with the raid. I will highly appreciate it. And yeah, Hugo, yes, Jiffy has been disabled. I need to re-enable it, and I forgot. If you can ping me on Discord about it, would be great. And before everything goes, if you want to join the Discord, follow the socials, all of that, it would be great. But then I think I'm don't have a lot of time left. So yeah, enjoy everything. There is no red message. The red message is raid message. Bye.